Capital Views is sponsored by Northrim Bank, Alaska Oil and Gas Association, ConocoPhillips, and Linden.
Hi, this is Tim Bradner with Legislative Digest, and welcome to Capitol Views. And welcome today to Representative Chuck Kopp of District 10 in Anchorage, the House Majority Leader. Thanks for joining us, Chuck.
Thank you, Tim. It's just an honor to be here with you this morning.
Chuck, you're the House Majority Leader, and you're sort of new to the legislature this year. I mean, you've been there before. You can maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and then about your district, District 10 in South Anchorage.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. So briefly about myself, born and raised in Alaska. I was actually born in Anchorage and then immediately moved out to the Lake Iliamna region where my parents were teachers in the Lake and Penn School District. Lived there for a number of years before moving to the big town of Kenai in the early 70s. Grew up there, went to UAA where I got my undergraduate degree. Pursued a 23-year career in public safety, spent 7 years as chief of police in Kenai, served on the Alaska Police Standards Council, Alaska Judicial Council, and various state service activities. But when I retired from public safety in 2009, I continued a whole new life in public service, serving as lead staff to two senators for 7 years, Senator Dyson and Senator Peter Micciche. And then in 2016, Tim, I ran for office. You'll probably remember I served 2017, 18, 19, and 20 here representing what is now District 10, was District 24 at the time. And then in 2020, I was not reelected in a closed primary, a very close race, but went into the private sector for 4 years, and I still have a private sector business that is focused on policy, advocating for land use access. What really got me into that, Tim, was my constituents in District 10 who live along the Alaska Railroad, really focused on representing folks in Flying Crown and other folks who have land use conflicts with the railroad. And then I was reelected in 24 on the basis of being a responsive representative, supporting a strong education system, public safety, transportation infrastructure, and basically advocating and pursuing balanced budgets and not paying dividends larger than really what the state can afford, and still stick to a balanced budget considering all of our needs. So very high level overview about myself and how I got to here right now.
Well, thank you. Chuck, maybe tell us a little bit about District 10. It used to be District 11, didn't it?
So District 10 used to be District 24. So yeah, Ocean View was District 24. Now it used to go west all the way, along the lower side of Campbell Lake, all the way to the bluff out there. But now, Tim, it goes north all the way up to the Diamond Center. So instead of being, swinging way left, it just pushed straight up north. So it's almost just a rectangle, except for, the bluff coming down. So it goes all the way up to Diamond Boulevard. So it's a diverse district, Tim. The demographics are in the last election. Meredith Peltola was elected over Nick Begich by a little over 600 vote margin, and Donald Trump won by about a 230 vote margin. And one of the remarkable things when I would go door to door is it was not infrequent that I would see a Mary Peltola campaign sign and a Donald Trump, or a Nick Begich sign along with another party's sign, or a whoever was running. Dual representation in the same households on party tickets was common. It made me realize just how diverse District 10 is. And we certainly campaigned on a ticket that was being responsive to all voters and not just to a partisan line. And I think that reflected in the final tally, winning by 25 points. And we're really proud of my team, and I'm really honored to represent the district. I do every day remind myself that I represent every voter in the district.
Well, Chuck, thank you. That's a real mixed constituency. So your majority leader, what's that like? I mean, what's the margin in the House? It's pretty close on a partisan lineup. That must be kind of like herding cats sometimes to keep everybody going the same direction.
Absolutely, Tim, it is. In one respect, I think I come out of the perfect district to do that because I don't have a very partisan mind. I'm very people-centered, and so my daily work is really contacting the different representatives, making sure that priorities are being advanced, not just for the majority, but any minority priorities that are complementary to the majority caucus, making sure that those are being advanced along with majority priorities, um, can, making sure we have the members on the floor for key votes. So our office facilitates the roll call, the absences, approving absences of members, and letting members know when key priorities of theirs are coming up for a vote so they can schedule their time accordingly. Um, a lot of it is administrative in nature, but I find that with new legislators, the experience I had prior 7 years as both lead staff and as a representative really helps me with the legislative process questions, helping folks understand it. I've hosted several coffee with cops on Thursday mornings or Friday mornings where it's just an open invitation to any legislator who wants to come and talk about whatever they want. And that's not something that's, I think, traditionally been done by the majority leader, but I really want to emphasize that my office is here to serve the House and to make the House work well.
Yeah, Chuck, one of the things a lot of people don't understand is that you have to, on floor votes, it takes 21 votes to pass a bill, and you have to make sure everybody is there. It's not the majority of whoever happens to be there at the time. All the members have to be signed, and that's your responsibility to make sure that you got your people there.
Yes, yeah. So doing a head count, a live head count, Tim is right. When you get on the floor, there can always be a surprise or two, and you find you're a member or two short, and then you have to decide whether or not a bill is going to actually come up for a vote or just be rolled to the next day's calendar. So yeah, the majority leader's job is very dynamic in that way and requires constant communication with the minority leader to make sure if the minority has an objection to a bill, that is honored, they're allowed to speak to it, and also just facilitating the collegiality and the decorum on the floor is really a prime responsibility of the majority leader. Sometimes temperatures can rise, and you'll see the speaker have to take a brief at ease, and then the majority leader and the minority leader work closely together to resolve problems, restore decorum, and just continue with the legislative process in a way that honors the institution.
Well, thank you, Chuck. Just remind us real quick what the partisan lineup is.
I'm sorry,
Majority,
what the what lineup?
what the lineup is between majority and minority in the House?
Yeah,
Just
so the lineup is, if you mean the numbers 21 and 19,
okay.
if you're talking about the makeup, the House majority has 2 Republicans, and it's either 4 or 5 members who are nonpartisans, so they would be ends, and then about 14 Democrats, and then the minority has 19 Republicans.
2119, that's the critical number. You
That
need,
is, you got to have 21. That's right.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much, Representative Kopp, for joining us. It's been interesting. We continue the conversation.
Yeah, Tim, it's great talking with you anytime, and look forward to a follow-up discussion here soon.
Thank you very much. This is Tim Bradner with Legislative Digest. Thanks for joining us on Capitol Views.